And it's not this thing I'm saying to project it. There are others who are doing similar. The trouble is that we operate at 3 different levels. This is the base level where we have BTechs, then the advanced level we have MTechs, then the research level we have the doctoral or the postdoctoral. Right? Now, our research output is not something which is purposeful or meaningful for the industry because there is a big disconnect. Advanced level, the technologies that we teach are outdated from what you actually want those advanced people to have. Exactly. BTech level, where 80% or 85% students go straight into the employment, is the soft skills or the basic preparation where again there is a big disconnect. So that is what we are exploring, as Mr. Zari said, that okay, you have to find out the customers. Precisely what we are doing. 5 years back, if you ever talked, I don't think you would have a conference like this or a conversation like this even going on. Nobody would have responded from the academia thinking that wo to aise hi chalta hai, aise hi chalega. But now they are feeling that unless we do this, we will not survive. And the law of competition will decide eventually out of these 4,000, 500 have already closed down, the balance 2,000 will also close down, and only some 1,000 or 1,200 will remain and sustain, provided they deliver quality. This is going to happen.
So since Kanchana is telling, talk about solutions.
Yeah, this is why we want to know the solutions from you.
Okay.
Because you are the buyers of the human resource.
Couple of solutions.
You are our customers.
Yeah.
Customers.
There should be a collaborations between institutions, corporate to corporate, so that corporate collaboration, I tell you that we all should come up with a common wherever assessment. One is that collaboration, or another collaboration is that what if you offer 5 lakhs, I'll go offer 10 lakhs and pick it up. So that should not happen or whatever. So that we get into common collaboration where that assessment brings in. This is another certification. That's it. But let's debate that later. But institution also, what I said is, I think first you should say no to job factory. That is where you should say. So know that I placed 100 people in this institution.
We don't talk.
Yeah, we should not.
That's a consequence of the preparation of the student. If the student is acceptable to you, you will come and hire.
I'll tell you.
We don't have to come telling this.
Here are referring to Sharda University.
So, yeah.
We are talking in the general.
Yeah, in the general, this one, that is the perception.
Okay, I'll just complete it.
Contra view on that. So I don't think students or college can talk about that. Right? So today the whole function of placements and employability comes in primarily because of the industry is looking for it rather than the students or right. So that's the way it has been in the last decade. So that's the reason we are seeing this industry gap in terms of skill gap. There's a lack of nurturing. So the reskilling is not happening. People are not deployable as we want in terms of the projects. So the customer expectation is changing, but at the ground level, the realities are not changed.
Correct. Right? So 2 points for collaboration, or what improvements I suggest is, suppose, see, if I'm not wrong, I think somewhere around 14 lakh students get graduated every year in India. And the opportunity for them for placement is some 4 to 5 lakhs. So rest, or 8 lakhs.
You're talking of engineering or?
Engineering.
Engineering is around 0.9 million now. About 1 million are taking admission, 0.1 million are dropping out of the system, 0.9 million are coming out at the end of the pipeline. Seat capacity is 1.6 million.
Okay.
4,300 affiliated colleges by AICTE, 387 universities delivering engineering degrees.
So let's talk about engineering perspective here. Suppose an engineering student, everybody does a project, so-called a project, everybody. Tell me how many industries are using that project.
Correct. On paper.
How many? Yeah, because I know I copied from him, she copied from me. So it's like that. So I think we should get into a collaboration where.
Yes.
Can you
that's
get?
The point to hit.
Can we get into? I think that's what.
Can you devote a group of people who can devote 2 hours every Saturday to guide the students on Skype?
So that's the point.
So I think we should get in there. This is what I want. Can your person do that? So that's what students should do. Otherwise, today that project, or I think it's not only business. I think we should get into collaboration with the government actually. So can we solve a society problem?
Leave the government out. Leave the government out. Let us collaborate. Even that is not happening. We have been begging around for the last 2 years. We went to CII, which is the biggest organization of manufacturing industries in this country. We told them, you set up a center. We will provide every single rupee, the space and everything. They said, we'll set up in an IIT. When IIT doesn't need you, we need you. We'll provide the space. You send your people even for guest lectures or some kind of a incubation. We will foot the entire bill. We are ready. They said it's a huge investment of 10 crores. We'll invest 20 crores. Please come to us. We have sponsored two seminars, all India seminars, and nothing has happened for the last 2 years. Because industry doesn't have time. They have their own pressures to contend with. वो ऑफ द शेल्फ जब चाहिए होता है, परचेज करने का टाइम आता है, तो इतना दो और ले आओ शेल्फ से 4 डब्बा. That's the approach, and that's not happening. That's not happening.
Points to
That's
add
not
here,
happening.
if I may just
How do we come together? That's the issue. Now it's eagerness from our side. Is that eagerness from your side as well? The deal will go through. We don't need any government. You need the output. We need that mentoring. Why don't we get together?
Mr.
We are
Sharma.
ready to invest.
Mr. Sharma, I've just got 2 points to add. I think you brought up firstly a very good point in terms of all our collaboration today from the industry is actually with students. We do a very basic collaboration with faculty.
Yeah.
I think, this is one avenue as a solution which nobody in the industry has even thought of. And it in fact didn't even strike me till you brought up that point. These are faculty who are going to influence students of the future. How ready are they to understand what's happening in the industry today? We do not interact enough with them.
Because
I think-
I just
I
have a
think-
point to make there. So
let me finish my
Okay.
thing. Let me finish. I think one thing which is very basic is this, let's interact. And that's thought, if you look at the whole concept of the Azim Premji Foundation, he didn't really throw money at the primary schools. He said, it will make no sense if I throw crores in trying to develop, infrastructure in schools.
Yeah, for the-
I'm going to develop and enhance the quality of the teachers. So the whole concept of Azim Premji Foundation is reach out to the teachers, improve the quality, and they themselves will go ahead and improve the quality of students. That's one. Secondly, on how much of time does the industry have? Industry is willing to, to give out time. I can tell you that from all the companies I work for.
Yes.
I think industry and academia are waiting for either to take the initiative. And so far both are not taking it in the way it should be. So somebody will have to take, I don't have a solution who will take it, but somebody will have to make that first step and say, we need these 5 things from you. Can you provide it? I'm almost 100% sure sitting in this room, people will say yes.
You hit a very good point. I mean, why even go there? Look at the US universities.
Yeah.
Look at the professors at Ivy League, Columbia, Harvard.
Yeah.
I mean, they are proud. I mean, they have a very strong tie-up with the industry.
Yes.
So you have to bring these people and also have that bar of tenure. If you don't get your tenureship, you're out. And you have to also work with the industry to get the grants and all that. So all that kind of ecosystem, why it works in US, it has to come to
Okay,
India.
Prashant, that brings up another point.
Yeah.
Now, say, I'll tell you, at Informatica, so we host a
Yeah.
quarterly meet for faculty members and placement officers from
There
the
you
colleges that we go to.
Yeah.
So we do this. Now, what we've realized after doing that is that the kind of colleges that we have relationships with, we already are happy with the quality that comes in from there, both from the quality of the faculty members and the quality of the students. We engage with a couple of IITs on research projects. So we have engagement models with faculty members from IIT Bombay and IIT Delhi, wherein they lead a team of 6, 7, 8 students who work on projects that we have allocated to them. Now, having said that, when we talk about engagement with faculty members and the quality of the faculty members at these
No, but let me
colleges.
interrupt. You have to go beyond IITs because
Yeah, absolutely. So beyond IITs also. So we've got a college in Hubli from where we recruit for our customer support business. We have
As an
engage-
industry, right?
So we've got engagements with that particular college, which is not, no one probably in this room would know the name of that college. That's a college based out of Hubli. So we've got engagements with those colleges, the ones that we are recruiting from. Now we've got those relationships with them because we are already happy with the quality of faculty members and the quality of the students. Now here we are talking of a context wherein we are not happy about the quality. Now, so are we saying about engaging with faculty members who themselves are not qualified enough to train students? Will that be a fruitful effort? So when we are referring to a tier 2 or a tier 3 college, that's where the employability comes into the question. So now, is the quality of the faculty members at the first place good enough? And if
Yes,
the
the colleges which are at the takeoff stage, there if you invest efforts, I think the faculty is available, which can be further nurtured to grow. I mean, anybody who has been passing an MTech examination or has been able to publish a research dissertation will not be just somebody who knows absolutely nothing. his orientation is different, but once he starts interacting with you, that his research focus will become that focus which you in industry want. His focus is very theoretical,
Correct.
what he's producing in terms of papers. Now, let's say my small college, I mean, it's a small college of Sharda University, produces 300 papers every year, but not one of that will be useful for any one of you sitting here.
See, but then
Because
how
the
many-
focus is absolutely de-linked or out of sync with what you want. Now, when that person starts interacting with you, he will start understanding what are the issues and challenges which industry today wants a reply to or an answer to or a solution to, and his focus will start changing.
I
It
should-
will take time, but that
I
will
should
start.
not be making this statement, Mr. Sharma, but how many of these faculty members are actually willing to take
We
this
have a
knowledge from
problem.
here? And then
I
move
agree,
on-
we
move
have
it
a
from
problem,
there?
but we have to
Okay,
break
how
the
many of-
jinx and bring them out
It's
of
basically
that.
the change of mindset that's needed.
You have Mr. Ranjan sitting here. He
No,
is a
let me-
faculty
let me-
member.
yeah.
He calls himself a revolutionary faculty member.
No, I think let me.
So that jinx has to be broken at some
see, I
point of
think,
time.
what Mr. Sadesh mentioned, I've had the pleasure and the opportunity of visiting this very city and work with Wipro. In fact, we are engaged. I also participated in their level 3 workshop for academic leaders. I was the only one from the state of UP, and we are still engaged. The only thing, for example, if you look at the software industry, and having been part of the industry, I understand both sides of it. The only thing is, as you very rightly said, I think I think we need to build that ecosystem. Sure, there are priorities which are different, but the next level. I mean, this topic was meant to be cloud computing, and I think the reason I say
You're clearing the cloud now.
No, the simile for cloud is that, sir, we have moved from a product mindset. You have a whole value chain. I mean, HP as a OEM vendor, and HCL again an OEM and a systems integrator. I mean, we are talking, sir, of basically creating an ecosystem. It is the law of market forces which will decide of those a million. And I think we were joking when we were talking about being revolutionary. I think the value system you said, right? There's been a disintegration of value because the family, the nuclear family, now the point is that either we can have anarchy on the streets and we can sit in our homes with our eyes shut, or we can have market forces take over and sort of move it from there. So my only humble submission is that there is talent available. I think everyone has a right to at least get a chance of getting his foot into the door. And even if you mentioned about about students not being competent and just getting in, I don't think anything is sustainable if there is no value delivered. Sustainability by its very nature, whether it is companies, products, individuals, organizations, will only sustain if they bring value to the.
So a couple of things, I mean, in terms of solutions, right, create a high bar. Why government institutions have been successful, or even the premium teaching is, sort of thing, diploma like CDAC, because bar is high.
But added
Right.
to the high bar is one standardized
Okay,
thing
then-
is what you talk about.
then-
Yes,
then
yes, that
that's-
is something you're not willing to
Then
compromise.
the second
right?
point is when they graduate, maybe can they all go through some common test? But I have my doubts because you still have to check them out in terms of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, but besides that common test that we've been referring to, we talked about deployment, we talked about productivity, we talked about employability, that 30% of them would be unemployable. I'm just trying to understand one more thing. As per my understanding, all of you who are sitting here, would love to have final year students who are certified professionals, be it Oracle certified or Microsoft certified or Cisco certified. Is that the case? or
I
not?
think that's not the case.
That's not the case.
Honestly, you can take a poll here for a technology company being a services or being a product. Most of the people, most of the business leader can confirm this. All you look at is a logical abilities, ability to learn and execute.
Analytic.
But then isn't
If
that
you
contradiction?
just have that basic right.
We are all
Isn't
all the
that
time we are
contra-
saying base level and
That's what we
I'll
are
give
saying,
you a
base,
figure.
right?
Isn't
Base,
that
base.
contradiction when you sometime back I thought we heard you saying that the assessment tools that are there today are too basic and they are
Even
too
that they're not
generic.
able to assess. Let me give you an example. I hit on a point there. Let's say you present me 100 students saying they're assessed. I will give them a very simple question paper which is actually class 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th mathematics. it's very sad to say, 30% of them will not
Don't
clear
clear
that. 30% of them will
Same
not
has
clear
been my
that.
experience.
I think that's what I'm struggling to understand. I'm saying, and that's what I was asking Padmini also. Just go after the top 10, 20%. I mean, those are the people who would have cleared the logical reasoning test, who would have cleared the aptitude test, who would have. So I'm
In
saying
the test you've given them, let me give you a simple.
Okay,
thing.
Amit,
This is
Amit,
what
I think
took us-
again we are digressing from the topic. We are moving
I'll just
ahead.
take 1 more minute. That's a suggestion I have. If you ask me what is suggestion, there should be an inbuilt finishing school you have, or all colleges should have in their college, where you do nothing but as simple as draft a question paper what a corporate will draft.
Right.
And trust me, in a product companies I can vouch for, question papers are not coming from Mars. Our own technical
Software
team
engineers,
develop
yes.
it and give it to us, that go ahead and use it in IITs or RDCs or tier 1 or tier 2 colleges. You can actually hire companies to drive those question papers for you.
One caveat,
Run
make
it.
sure those tests are not,
They're not easy.
Let me give you why IIT entrance exam is important. None of the papers are repeated.
so
Absolutely.
fair. I mean,
None.
see, I
None.
think-
So
I think,
many years.
Again,
Right? So
like
you
I said,
cannot even
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
You cannot even.
Okay, so one
what-
question that I have for everyone from the industry today. So are you guys able to recruit the number of freshers that you want to recruit every year?
yeah, that's a good question.
All of us? Are you guys able to recruit that? So, Amit, at VMware, are you able to recruit the number of freshers that you want?
I am, maybe because I'm a profit-making company, would have ability to throw money.
So Jerry, are you able to recruit?
It's a very, very small.
So you are able to recruit. So now that
No, no. Yeah, no. I think there is a we should divide that code. Can I able to recruit? I can, but can I able to get the proper guy, productive guy is
correct.
the
So then
problem.
first is, yeah.
So,
So
So whatever is available, but
so if, yeah.
the question mark is,
Quantity
can you
versus
also see
Scalable.
the quality and scale?
So are we saying that, hey, when you go to a campus and you've been presented a set of 500 students saying that, hey, here are the students who are available, and you already have a fixed number in your mind saying that, hey, I have to recruit 50 people from here, whatever be the quality. Is that the mindset that you go to a campus with?
No.
So what do you do? So just to take that question further.
So what do you
if
do
you
then?
don't
Not
get
all
those
colleges.
50 that you need to, so what do you do?
Product entities,
Okay.
they have probably, if they have an X number that they need to recruit, and if they do not find those people, after going through the 10 recognized colleges,
not
I
hire.
don't think they go ahead and recruit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
But then
Product companies
isn't-
cannot
What about
take the risk.
services?
What happens
no.
to business?
What
What happens to a business opportunity?
We'll hire full-time, we'll hire people with experience.
Lateral, we will pay more.
Nice, but then Amit, Jerry, so my question is that, hey, if we in the plan create that, hey, we are going to probably recruit 75 people or 50 people or 20,000 people from a services perspective from campus every year. People sitting in this room, my question to them is that, are they able to recruit those many number of
See,
people from
Rohit,
campus?
answer to that is, we are able to recruit, but it's a painful process. We
Okay.
are fighting with
So-
each other.
correct.
So if the scale increase, if the quality increase, you can have your share, I can have my share without competing and
Correct.
making student paralyzed like he mentioned.
Correct. So
by
that's,
giving
that's
them everything upfront.
correct. So the
That's
first
also-
point
that
is that
sounds
yes,
very
Like,
well.
day one, it's a big
so
thing.
the
on
point
that.
is,
This day one,
Amit, the
forget
point,
it. You
so
get
that-
the.
okay, so Amit, the point
Answer
is,
the question would be very
crazy
relevant if we have
ball.
some scale higher.
correct.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking the question.
Let me
It's
just
the-
give you an example of past experience as such. I agree with what Amit said. Most services organizations today, since they have a predefined number of campuses they visit, will not be able to hire the entire talent from the campuses they go to. So almost all of them, be it a Wipro, an Infosys, even a Cognizant, I'm sure, TCS, have a very strong off-campus program where they actually look at, and this is how actually we'll address your point, Amit, in terms of how do we address the top talent in probably tier 3, tier 4, institutes. They invite applications city-wise, region-wise from institutes across that city. And here they very often have their own test administered, or they might use one of the agencies to test it for them. And just like an off-campus program that any of us would be used to, they hire a lot of their talent through this. So they hire X number from
brilliant.
campus,
Yes, Sailesh,
Can I-
Y
can I-
number from this.
Can I-
define what is going to be off campus and what is going to be campus? So
Okay.
say a Wipro or a TCS or a Infosys clearly state upfront at the beginning of the year that I'm going to hire 50,000 people through campus, of which about 40,000 are going to go in, who are going to come to me from campus hiring, and 10 are going to come to me from off-campus events.
So
So,
human
Amit,
as
so
for
my point, I'll just make a point here. So my point was not about campus, off campus. My point was about the total number of freshers that I have to recruit in my business plan am I able to recruit those many number of people from a business standpoint? If I am able to do that, so if VMware as a company or Huawei as a company, though we are competing with each other, he has a plan of recruiting 50 people and he's able to recruit 50 people. If I also have a plan of recruiting 50 people and if I am able to recruit 50 people, then what we are talking about is
No,
the
but that's
surplus.
not true with the entire industry.
That's what my question was, that if all of us are able to recruit the number of people that was required as per our plan, then what we are referring to is the surplus.
Correct.
No, I don't think all of us are able to do that.
That's what the question was.
So okay, give me a little 2 minutes on this one. Kanchana tells me maybe let's just not do more than 10 more minutes on this.
thanks.
So I really want to throw something which we tried last year and pulled back at the last minute, and some of you I think are probably aware of the concept that we've tried to go to the market to. Give me your reactions to this. So we came up with this proposal. We're not there in this market, and like I said, we aspire to. And we said, okay, can we kind of shake the market? And we said, let's put a program there where we will go across the country, launch a media campaign and say, okay, there is this national talent hunt which is going to happen. And we are going to invite students from all 3,000, 4,000 colleges to participate. And we would have taken them through, for example, online unproctored examination, and then follow it up with a proctored online test across colleges. The filtered results of which would have come to you, and then in 7 or 8 cities we would have said, okay, corporates and clients, please come in there and do the campus interview kind of stuff and take what you can.
So are you saying, let me just interrupt you and ask you one question here. Are you saying that you will not allow any further tests, my organization specific tests to be conducted on these tested students?
I want to understand that. That's one of the things I want to understand. Are you saying, my 1 minute pitch to you is, I will make this very simple and easy for you. All you have to do is, you have to shortlist the students basis the test that we've delivered to them, and you land up in those 1 or 6 cities, right? Now that's the basic proposition. Now if you're saying that no, that doesn't work, I need a test to be administered separately for me, maybe there is a separate cost to it. We can work that out. But first question is, are you, as a corporate, is your philosophy, no, I have to have a customized assessment for this set of students?
So
that's a
my
question I want to
immediate reaction would be, I would want to do my own test. I would use your test as an elimination, where I'd put a filter stating 85% or 90% in your test, and say at least a 70% in academics, and then I would want to do my own test on top of those students and then take them through the selection process.
What would the others say?
Everybody else speaks, I just want to make one statement.
Sure.
We spent about 2 hours discussing how to ensure that we design a curriculum that the industry will love it and increase the talent pool.
Okay.
At the end of it, 8 minutes left, and you're proposing a discussion around how do I provide a solution without increasing the talent pool, where you all can come and pick up from the same available talent pool. So
because
you are probably doing a little sophisticated branding of what my Fresher World did. Fresher World came to my company. They stood outside.
That's what I'm saying. What's your agenda? Your agenda is
so
trying to come up with a business model, or
no. So that's the way I look at it is, this is something we've discussed for the last maybe 90 minutes, and I get a sense that there is a gap. On one hand, we're saying educational institutes, that's what Mr. Sharma is saying, that they are trying to ramp up to the expectation. On the other side, you're saying corporates still feel there is a lot of gap. To me, that's something you've discussed threadbare. So
but at the end of it, Amit, after 2 hours of a discussion, all that you're doing is, you are still picking up basmati from more institutes, more fake hits, and then selling it to a few people.
So the
who can
basic,
afford it, not in trying to increase the talent.
the basic thought. One second. The basic disconnect that maybe we, or philosophically that what we feel is, beyond the top 100 colleges, today you are not really giving an opportunity to the remaining 2,000, 3,000 colleges, because you're just not looking at them.
no, because this 100 colleges are meeting the demand. Looks like.
One second, Jerry, I think you missed it. What I'm saying is, let me explain again. What we are trying to say is that beyond the 200, 300 colleges, the top 200, 300 colleges, there is talent sitting there. But today you're not able to reach out because that's just too effort intensive for you.
Oh, I think you have a off-campus platform, right? So there are plenty of organizations who are doing that, and you have access to that today. If you miss the bus of campus recruiting, you still have availability of talent pool across the country, any region, any college, tier 1 or tier 2, right? So that is still available today, which was not available in the past. So technology has enabled it, so there are a lot of organizations which are best in class who are doing that for because
Okay,
a
just
to
question.
add to that, just to answer your question, I think it will work very simply if you do 2 or 3 things right. One is the market is fairly crowded. We have 6, 7 players already there. So organizations should really look at, say, whatever, Amit's initiative as something that's different, something that they see having credibility to actually deliver, and something that is so unique from a branding perspective that will catch the attention, and you differentiate yourselves vis-a-vis the rest. If you can do that, frankly, there are a lot of services organizations, probably lesser product organizations, more services, that will eventually over 2 to 3 year time